Hello, hello. I am here. Can you guys hear me? Just checking. Let's see if... Oh, just maybe one. All right. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start. We're going to start this series. I've been doing a couple other games that I've been streaming. I've been doing some GemCraft, which is a tower defense game. And now I am, and I've also been doing some Samurai Showdown, which is on Google Stadia. But I decided I wanted to get back into Minecraft. The 1.16 update looks really cool, and I really want to play around with that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we are going to call this stream RetroCraft. So anytime I am streaming Minecraft, we're going to give that the title of RetroCraft. So let's go ahead and hop in. Now I've used Vanilla Tweaks, the Exuma data pack. So I am starting off here in Creative. I just popped this in to just to kind of preload everything around real quick. I did scope this seed out before I loaded it. So yeah, we're going to just mess with some of the settings a little bit, make sure everything is balanced, make sure music is good. I really want to use the Minecraft music. I think that would be really good. They spend a lot of time on it, and especially with the new Nether music, I thought would be really interesting. So we're going to make sure everything looks good, everything sounds good, all that. Fancy all. Yeah. All right. So now we can hop back over into survival. We can go ahead and get started. And here we go. All right, so we started off right here next to this tree. So let's go ahead and let's start with the basics. So what I want to do on Minecraft streams is I want to do big stuff. I want to make big things, make big builds, and that. I want to work with big shapes. I love making big shapes in Minecraft. So taking some of that, working on design, making fun farms, not so much just farms that are highly efficient, but maybe making farms that just kind of look fun, things don't have to be super efficient all of the time. So we can do some good stuff like that. All right, let's go ahead and make ourselves a pick. And we will make ourselves a sword. Like that. And let's make ourselves a shovel. And an axe. And this is where I like to put my stuff in my hotbar. I think it's important to have a good flow when you're doing that. Make sure you know exactly where everything is, and kill you chicken. Want to get some food started. I see lots of pigs. We don't want to kill all the animals, but we're gonna start loading up. That pig sound is it's so satisfying. Ah, there he goes. All right. Woo. All right, that's good for now. Let's get some more wood so we can make our first shelter before night comes. We don't want to be left out here to die. When you've been playing Minecraft long enough, the sounds are almost like ASMR. Like when just hearing it, it just sounds pleasant. Like, listen to this sound. That's such a pleasant sound. Just that slight kind of chunky, blocky sound of chopping down a tree. I don't know what it is. Walking on the grass. There's a nice aesthetic to it. I like it. So, of course, I talk about wanting to focus on the music of Minecraft, and the music stops, and we don't hear it anymore. But it happens. All right. Let's move over here. Now, I'm trying to think of a good biome to kind of settle down in. I picked this seed because it has a couple of biomes kind of right next to each other. So we've got a little bit of desert, mesa, we've got lots of trees, but I don't know where I want to settle down. Settling on the mesa is nice because it's nice big flat areas, but it's just so barren. But I'm probably gonna empty out most of this anyway. Choices, choices, choices. Let's get some of these chocolate clay. chocolate blocks. Were you ever like that as a kid? Did you ever sit and just mimic the sounds around you? Maybe it's just a middle child thing. I love mimicking the sounds around me. It's one of my favorite things to do. It gets me in trouble because I mimic like people's tone, and so it sounds like I'm just like copying them and mocking them. But I just love mimicking like speech and like the cadence of someone's speaking patterns. I love it. It's a really fun thing to kind of train your ear to do. So we've got some chocolate blocks. We're going to make ourselves a little chocolate hut. But I need sheep. We need a bed. Ooh, there is a little temple over there. I wonder if there's a village. Because if there's a village, I'm stealing a bed. And if I can steal this bed, I will be very happy. That was a loud chicken. Wow, it's a weirdly generated temple just right here, right next to the water. Let's grab some of this. Yeah, I think this is just a temple. I don't think there's a village or anything, a desert village. We shall see if we can get the good stuff from in here. Let's see, is it here? Okay, so I need to go this one? This one? Yes, okay. Because there's dynamite in there, and we don't want to die this early in the game. Now, I did not set this or make it a hardcore world or anything, so we don't have to be super careful, but it would be wise to be somewhat careful. I didn't even see what that book was. Silk Touch. Okay. This is the one. Got some diamond horse armor. And we got some gold to start. Okay, so let's actually, let's just replace you. And then let's just build our way back out of here. Nope. There we go. And then there and there. Is that it? I think that's it. All right. So let's go ahead and escape before this place fills up with mobs. Glitchy sand. All right. We need to find a place for our first little temporary spot. And I think let's just do it on this little protrusion of land here. So let me clear this off a little bit, and we can make our first shelter. And this will be kind of where we start gathering resources, and then we'll go venture out and find a new permanent residence. And good places where we can start building farms. And like I said before, I don't want to get into making farms that are function over form, because I want this world to be aesthetically pleasing, not just completely about efficiency. I'm going to make this a long rectangle. Okay. It broke. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We need to get down to stone so we can make our first furnace and start smelting up some of this wood with some charcoal, because it's getting very dark. I'm loving getting all these different building blocks. Just I need I need a couple right now. No, is that it actually? Yes. All right. And let's put you here. Okay. And while that's going, let's make some of this. There we go. All right. And let's just put one down here. And there we go. Get some ladders so we can mob proof some of this up here. There we go. Oh gosh. Don't come down here. Don't do it. Don't you do it. I don't want you to be down. I don't like you that way. Oh gosh. Okay, we're just gonna hang out in here. That's yeah, I've decided that's what we're gonna do. I feel like that's going to be better for us in the long run. We're gonna put trapdoor here, and I don't know why I put a trapdoor. We're gonna take out that one. There we go. Okay, so we're safe. We are safe-ish. Let's go ahead and cook some of this meat while we're sitting here waiting for him to go away. And I guess we could start our mine, our first little mine area, to get just a few resources. Let's put you in my offhand. There we go. We got some food, and that's all I want to do right now with that. I do want to make our first stone tool, so we don't really have to worry about that too much more. And then I'll go up. I guess I could. Let's brave it. Let's get up there. Let's take out the drowned. Okay, he's over there. You stay there. I don't trust you. It's not that I don't like you, I just don't trust you. We're not friends like that. We're not friends like that. No means no. And let's go down and make a door, because that will save us, I guess. Will give us one more block to put overhead, I guess. Ah! There we go. Okay. All right. And then we will take some of the cookies and cream blocks and just put it right there. Okay. So, bam, bam. Okay. You need to go right there. And don't need you guys anymore. I guess I should make a chest. We'll put that chest up there. Start storing things. Let's make a double chest, actually. And head back up there. For real? There we go. We don't need to have that right there at the bottom. And let's put our double chest right here. And let's put in some of this loot that we don't need. I'm going to keep you just in case we run out of food. And put you there. And there we go. All right, so let's turn you. Let's get some sticks. Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And that'll give us a few left in case we need to craft something else up. So let's get a sword. Let's get an axe. And let's get our shovel. Okay, and then we can put my wooden tools in this chest right here. And even though this is our second wooden axe, we're going to keep it for posterity. And let's get this back to reorganized. Have a couple building blocks there just in case we need to put them down. All right. And let's keep digging. We want to just kind of start pushing around until we get some better gear. Hopefully we find some iron soon. That is the plan. We can move on from there. There we go. 35. Let's keep going. Got to get down to that nice. Ooh, there we go. Found our first set of good stuff. So let's start pulling that up. Oh, no, I can't get you yet, but I can get you. Okay. And this will be very helpful. Getting coal and stuff, and I think you have to have iron for it. I don't know. I remember. There's like some stuff about Minecraft that I always remember, and some stuff I forget. Like little things like what kind of what kind of pickaxe do you need for gold, and things like that. So it's always kind of a crapshoot sometimes on what I remember and what I don't. But this will be very helpful. You know what is actually a fairly pleasant block to use as like a black block is coal blocks. They're surprisingly pleasant. I like them. And we are going to have to do something. Let's do this. Let's see. That way we can keep the stair design going. There we go. And we'll come back and grab that and just kind of fill this in later. Got to make some stair blocks. All right. Let's craft up a few more of these. And these. Let's see, how close is it to day? There, it's day. Okay, let's get out of here. And let's go get... I like it. It's so gross. I love it. All right. Okay, let's get some more wood now, because we're gonna need more torches and we're gonna need more sticks and all that good stuff. So we're gonna need some good. We're gonna need some wood. Just grab some oak. Oh, the jump from wood to stone is immense in mining speed. These overgrown oak trees are kind of a pain. We don't have to get all of this here. We can be a little choosy about what we're doing. There's a lot of trees here, so. I say. Oh, I was like, what is that? The mushroom blocks exist. You keep playing and you're like, oh gosh, this block actually exists. This will be good for now. Huh. Um, Did not see you there, Jason. It's not showing your message in my Twitch studio, but I can see it over here, I guess now. Oh, Jason, I feel like you'd have fun playing Minecraft. I think you'd get a kick out of it. There's lots of opportunities to be creative and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. Keep going. Swim faster. Swim faster. Swim faster. All right. Let's go down here. And okay, so now that we have more wood, we can craft another one of these. And actually, let's just go down here and use this one for now. Are you playing some Need for Speed, Jason? That Need for Speed 2015. Let's grab the pork and let's do this. We're going to keep one crafting bench in our inventory. And let's keep one furnace in our inventory. And 2 will work. You are awesome. Yeah, I kind of figure you would be playing it. But no, I think you actually would really like Minecraft if you played it. I think you'd get a kick out of it. If anything, just for like playing in creative. Like if you played in creative mode the whole time and just made stuff, I think you'd enjoy that. Like not trying to do the whole survival part of it. I think if you just played it just to make stuff, I think you'd really like it. Ooh, speaking of making stuff, let's make some steps. Step, 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 step. There we go. Cobblestone stairs. Okay. So now I want to take you out. Yeah, Payback isn't... Need for Speed Payback isn't crazy hard. But I haven't played the 2015 Need for Speed. Is it for PS4? I imagine so. You would, certain Need for Speed games are... Yeah, Minecraft's a game where you have to go in knowing that you're either going to play completely by yourself, and you have to know that, or you can go in playing with people, and you don't have to, like, play where you talk. You could just play, and chat with people, which, you know, is completely fine. Like, you can just text chat. There is kind of like an aimlessness. There are certain objectives and stuff that you do in Minecraft, but there's nothing like hard press, like nothing completely set in stone on what you absolutely have to do. Like, you can play Minecraft any way you want, which is kind of the cool thing about it. Like, there are end game like things to do, but you don't have to do them in the slightest. You can just make stuff. You can just dig and make things. You don't have to build any of the farms to get supplies. You don't have to You don't have to fight the certain crap like the bosses or anything. Like you don't have to do any of that. It does make the game a little bit more full when you do, but I should have kept those stairs. But you don't have to. I kind of, the way I play it is I think of it like, you know, because it's more than a sandbox game, because a sandbox game is like you just do whatever. And I feel like it's more than that. So I try to treat it like I'm gonna create, but it's also adventure. I do like to have other things on in the background, or have people I can talk to, like in the room. That makes it so you don't kind of feel that isolated, that kind of isolated feeling you get sometimes when you're playing something by yourself and it's real quiet. I like to have something on in the background, maybe like a documentary or a show or something to where I can kind of tune in and out of it while building or mining. Mining is pretty aimless. You have to pay attention only enough to keep you and your character alive. And there's not a whole lot that you can die from in Minecraft. So, but I would agree that, like, if your fear is getting bored in the game, it's a pretty valid fear, because it's easy to get bored in Minecraft. But, there is a certain, like, I like starting new Minecraft worlds because you can, you're starting fresh. Like, it's a fresh new experience. But there's the initial grind at the beginning of getting yourself just established enough to where you can start doing things independently, I guess. And it makes it tough to kind of get invigorated for that sometimes. Oh, Need for Speed. Okay, it is for PS4. I might have to pick that up, but Sarah's not gonna like that since I just bought Payback. Let's craft 2 of these guys. I still need to finish Need for Speed Payback. You need to go away there. Okay. I do like, what is it? We talk about this all the time. I love Most Wanted. Carbon was okay, but it was just kind of meh. The Underground series is like iconic though. Like once man, my little brother and I used to play Need for Speed Underground 3, I think was on the PS2. We used to play that all the time. Like an ungodly amount of time. The Underground series is just so iconic. They should, like, if they did a remaster, like an HD remaster for all the Underground series, and put that on PS4, PS5, I would buy it up in a heartbeat. Like, getting close to that diamond level. Yeah, I mean, my backlog is so long. It's ridiculous how many games I have stacked on my floor right now. So much so that, like, so we kind of figured out what was the problem. Yeah, Underground is so good. We kind of figured out what was the problem in our house. So the shower leaks, but our shower in our master bathroom is getting kind of funky anyway, and it's just an insert, and so we're thinking about redoing our shower. So we have to get that taken care of, and then I can finish the little small room underneath, and then that's where I can store all my games, and then I'll get all my games off the floor, and oh, it's gonna make our basement look so much cleaner and nicer. Okay, so let's see, my target is at 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this is where I want to be. Strawberry Sprite. Let's go ahead and make some steps. Nope. So this is going to be our little messy mine. I usually like to make my mines a little, not a little, like I like to decorate my mines. I go all out. And okay, so let's just go ahead and dig in a straight line for a little bit. Let's actually make you 3 tall. And we can put one there. Go over 2, put one there. All right. Ooh, these one wide mines are a little tight, but this will work. So hey, look, iron, awesome. I like to do this method where underneath the torch, I mine in that direction like 50 to 100 blocks, and so it exposes all the blocks. It exposes the blocks one above me, so that's one set of blocks, and then on these 2 here, so that's 3 total, then 5, then 6, so 6 sides. I have 6 sides exposed, just digging in one straight line. So I really like that. So that's 6 different blocks in every block space that I expose the side. So I like to do that when I mine. So I make these giant strip mines, just strip, 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 and I do 2 blocks because we're exposing these 2, and then we'll expose these 2 underneath this one. So it kind of overlaps. This is like as efficient as I think when it comes to Minecraft. I don't think about drop rates too heavy on like mob farms or anything. So, but when it comes to mining, I do like to do this. And that works for me there. Let's get this iron back up to the top so we can smelt it, so we can make our first set of iron picks, which will be very useful. And it'll take out that gold bump right there. So, Jason, I don't know if you followed any of the updates on Minecraft before, but they recently added, so the Nether is kind of like the hell of Minecraft, and they've recently updated it where they've added some internal biomes or environments inside, and it's really cool. That like it's a complete overhaul. They added new mobs, they changed some mobs, changed some of the mechanics a little bit, and it's really, really cool. Like, so much so that like a lot of people who have kind of fallen off Minecraft are getting like reinvigorated again because it's such a cool update that they've done, which is, it's really exciting to see what they do in each update. Keep those. And there's 1. Oh, to go to the chiropractor this week, and I'm excited. And there we go. All right. Let's go back down. Boom. Boom. Ooh, this is a fairly big gold vein here. All right. Let's go down here. And let's get some of these other resources. And let's just fill this back in. Let's see. Yeah, because you're going to be just walls anyway. Let's get this. Because coal is important. Did I ever tell you, Jason, that I was, when I was teaching at Hosea, I wrote a grant proposal to get a new set of laptops. You should build the Evil Dead cabin. I mean, I could. There's nothing stopping me. But no, I wrote a grant to get different laptops because the ones the school district use are Chromebooks, and Chrome can't run Java, and it can't. Yeah, so it can't run a lot of Windows-based applications. And I wanted to get some netbooks, some light, cheap Windows laptops, and get them for students and start like an after-school Minecraft club and use the Minecraft Education Edition, which is really cool. There's a lot of, it's like playing modded Minecraft, and I really dug it, and I like made this world, and like my whole pitch that I was creating for this grant was I played Minecraft. Like that's all I did. I just played Minecraft, making this world. I made a little math area where kids could visualize, addition or multiplication or division using Minecraft blocks. They'd have to move them around and things like that. And then they would use a feature inside the education edition, and they would take like a screenshot with their answer, and then they'd have to like submit that screenshot, which was like an actual item in the game, to my character, to my Minecraft character, which I thought was a really interesting way of assessing kids, was letting them use the game to create an item as like their assignment. I thought that was really cool. And so there's all these different interactions. There was going to be, I had one where I had an area where they got to practice some science using redstone logic. Because redstone is based on Boolean logic, which is all based on true false, which is like what binary is, on or off. And so we can talk about electrical circuits using redstone as kind of the example. So like redstone can only travel a distance, a signal can only travel a distance of 15 blocks. So when it travels that far, we call it, that's resistance. So it has a resistance of so many blocks, and then you can extend the resistance by using a repeater, and we can talk about that. And these were all, and like I backed everything that I was making from the curriculum. So like I based that whole science and electrical resistance and things like that on the 4th grade curriculum, because that's what they're supposed to be learning in science. And they had to replicate these different simple machines that I made, talking about converting the electrical redstone energy into mechanical energy. So they talk about how energy is changed from electrical to mechanical. And yeah. And then I made this village, and the point of the village was to teach kids about politics and like civility and things. So they had to run a village. So not only did they have to do these like math assignments and science assignments, but they had to run this village. So they had to decide, like, the whole thing was they had to come up with what are the rules of their village. How is the economy set up? Do they create um a system of money? Do they use bartering? But if they do use money, um, how are they going to make it? And when you label the money, how are you going to keep people from labeling their own items that look the same? How are you going to keep track of that? And I was going to like set up problems in the city that they'd have to, figure out how to work together to fix those problems. So, like, an example I gave was they're essentially the city council, and the villagers are their citizens. So they have to appropriate funds. So they have to use the money, whatever they use, and they have to secure different building zones. They have to make sure the citizens are safe. They have to keep the villagers alive from the monsters and stuff that attack. What we can call the monsters, like the uh, whatever, like whatever kind of conspirator you want to put in there, like either the criminals or they're like a natural phenomenon. Like, you have to still keep your villagers safe. And what I thought was really cool is that they got to decide how that all worked. So I'd say, okay, your new task for your city council is to extend a road and build a shop, or build a structure that could have shops in it. So they had to plan it, they had to design it. Like, that was going to be the whole thing. Like, who's going to design it? Is it a team effort? Are they going to contract someone from the outside to design it, from outside the city council or outside the club? All that stuff. It was supposed to be like a big lesson in civics. And so I had this huge detailed project in spiel, all set up for this presentation with my principal and some of the other teachers who were vying for that grant money. And I get my laptop out and I show everything, and I'm going through all the bits. And then, like, the teachers were like looking around going, oh, like they were really like impressed with how much, how detailed it was. But then every other teacher's presentation was they just sat there and said something for 2 minutes. And then that was it. Like, there was no presentation. It was just them just essentially saying like 2 or 3 sentences, just like their basic idea. And that was it. They didn't have any actual plan behind it. And I was just so frustrated. And I didn't get the grant either. I was just so mad. And I wasn't mad because, like, oh, I don't get to spend this money. I was like, I'm mad because, like, one, I don't get to play Minecraft with kids. Two, I don't get to I don't get to create these really cool experiences for the kiddos. Like, I think it would be like, how cool would it have been to be a part of a club after school where you get to hang out with one of your teachers and do do fun tasks in Minecraft. Anyway, that was a fun experience to at least get set up. So I set my torches down every 5 blocks, and so I can kind of keep a visual tab of how far I've got in there. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 25 blocks in. Yeah, right? Like, I did all that work. And, like, I don't even know. I don't think any of us got it because it was like a chance of grant money from some overflow. And they wanted ideas from us to pitch something. And then they didn't even accept any of it. Yeah, public education is fun like that sometimes. You get to do all this work for the chance of it paying off to where you could essentially do more work later. But it's fulfilling work because you're working towards helping kids learn or understand something or empathize with something. So going in that even if all of this work pays off, you still have a lot of work left to do because you have the money and you have to do all this stuff. But it's fine. But then when you don't get it, you're more frustrated because now you don't have all that work to do. It's a weird conundrum that you get faced with sometimes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that sweet Minecraft music. Ooh, and we got some lapis. We can make things blue now. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? So there's a couple other people on besides my friend Jason. If you guys want to see more Minecraft, you could always hit the follow button. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Oh, you got to get it sold? See, I hear it's kind of a weird thing for a lot of artists to do is they have a hard time pricing their work. Like you have to figure out essentially how many hours it took you to make it and then come up with a fee for or how much you think you should be making per hour to make it. So, if it took you 2 hours to make it, what is your artist fee per hour, or if it took you 9 hours, like it's weird because like if a painting took you 2 days to make, 2 8-hour days, that's 16 hours, and someone wants to buy it and you say, oh, well, let's say you did $20 an hour, so 16, so that's $320. They're going to look at you like, oh my gosh, it's just one painting. They're like, yeah, but it also took me 16 hours to make, So, like, pricing for art, I heard is weird. So what did you have to do to get it sold? Was it like, did you have to go to like a vendor or something? I'm not gonna lie, I really want to get one of like the iPads just so I can start making art. Like mostly just to doodle and stuff on, but I don't know, I just like them. They're pretty. And it's weird because like there are other options that I could do, but like if I wanted to have my drawing tablet also be a multimedia device, iPads are about the best bet just because a lot of Android tablet experiences aren't great. Like it's hard to distinguish, or it's hard to even come up. Um it Oh yeah, it also took 10 years of college to get to that level of skill. Yeah, totally. Like how much is your skill worth? Like like what was it? I saw someone explain it like they price it out per hour, then they take the price of their supplies, add those two things together, and then they factor in their education. If they are an amateur and they haven't went to art school, they consider that for themselves. 1 2 3 4 5. But if they went to school for a decade to work on their craft, how much is that worth on top of it? um you know and then once you become prevalent enough, how much is your name worth? Like that's when you start getting into some tricky things. Like if someone sought you out because they like your work enough, what what is that worth? What is the value on your name? It's such a weird concept. They came to me and a few other classmates and get something done. Yeah, I like if they sought you out, like that's always tough because they're seeking you out. If they're looking, and the thing is that being in the education world, there's not a lot of money to go around. So a lot of times they're like, well, you'll have a college student with you observing, so make them do this. Or you're going to have a student teacher working with them, so have them do this because they're free. And it's like, yes, they are free, but it's also their practicum, they're learning. And what's really weird is that it's an internship where they're on the job. But in every other internship where you are doing the actual work of a job, you get paid. You should get paid. A lot of businesses still skirt around that using interns as essentially unpaid workers. Um, but anything where they're doing work should be paid. Um, or they if they're not doing work, they don't need to be paid, but they also need to be learning things um for that career that they're interning for. So it's weird, like with teaching, because you actually have to teach to practice teaching. So, and a lot of schools don't like when because it does happen that schools hire student teachers. They pay them like first year teachers, but technically they don't have their teaching certificate. They are doing their practicum that first semester that they're teaching, and essentially you're getting paid for student teaching, which is cool. And that means that you can support yourself depending on where you are and depending on how your community values the education system and your and you know um but you still get to practice. It's just weird sometimes. 1 2 3 4 5. They pretty much wanted it for a little money and wanted master level work. Yeah. And it's taken me a long time to kind of come to terms with that too, that people it we undervalue artists so much that, like, so much is impacted by art or graphic art or illustrations or anything that, like, anytime you see something on uh Facebook, a picture or a model, like a model of some sort of data that has been used. If it's not just a graph, and even with graphs, they can be like aesthetically pleasing, and someone had to, graphic artists had to make that graph look good. But a lot of times you'll see like lists or models, and all those assets had to be made by somebody, but we undervalue it so much because there's so much at our fingertips that we think that, oh, I'll just Google it and I'll just find, this picture and I'll print it off. Well, someone spent a lot of time and energy making that. Um, and like their name's nowhere even on it anymore because that picture's been shared so much. It's crazy how little we value art, um, and people's expectations of art, and how much it should be getting paid. Like, if you want master level work, you better be paying for master level work. Let's see, we've got a little bit more iron. Not enough yet for me to feel good about it. Jason, do you like my little my character? He kind of looks like me. I have a character, or I have a skin that is that is me with a beard too, which I should have that one on because I have a beard now, but I like the clean shaven one. In fact, is this the one that? Yeah, I changed the bow tie around a little bit because it was just a solid rectangle. So I made it a little darker so you can see the knot in the middle. Back when I was thinner and I didn't have to resize all my bow ties to fit on my fat neck. But now I'd have to go through all my bow ties and resize them all, and that's a pain. Yeah, like even making your skin, like there are some people who just go and find a skin that somebody has made and they'll use that when they play. But if you use, it's like Skindex, I don't want to say something because there's like horrible like adult sites that have that are like very close in name. Yeah, the Skindex, minecraftskins.com is what I use. And and you can create your own skin, pixel by pixel. It's really cool. You can of course just paint things just solid colors and make it a little faster. That's what I did with the shirt. Just painted it this light blue and stuff. So, but yeah, there's a lot to this. And what's really cool is if you got Minecraft, Jason, we could play together. I've been thinking about hosting a server for a long time because I've done it before, and all you'd have to do is I'd give you the IP and you'd just be able to get in and play and help each other out, build stuff, mess with each other, prank each other, all that good stuff. I don't know what that was, but I'm going this way now. Like, was that something from another like window that I have open somewhere? There's a TikTok channel I follow. She used to be on Vine, and now she does YouTube and TikTok and stuff. I really like her. I think like I feel like she would be it's weird to say because, like, you know, I have a wife, and it's weird to say, oh, I'd like to hang out with this lady. But no, like, she seemed like she would be a lot of fun to hang out with. Um, just like it'd be really funny. And her roommate is another TikToker, and so it's there's just a lot of kind of shenanigans that they do, and it's fun. But she just tweeted something. She made a Death Note reference in her TikTok, and her video is getting like a whole bunch of views. And she's like, "What is my audience right now? Like, I didn't know you guys are all big anime fans." I actually watched the original series of Death Note. Watched it all the way through finally, because I've seen bits of it before, but finally went through and watched it all. I enjoyed it. I heard the Redux is really good too, so I might go back through. Or there's like a movie or something. I don't know. But I watched a live action movie and it was awful. The best thing about the live action movie was the Shinigami, uh, the death spirit, was voiced by Willem Dafoe, and the CGI for him looked really good, but everything else was bad. The acting for everyone else is just really bad. Like, it was like almost like made for TV kind of bad acting. Let's see, is it daytime still? Okay, let's go do things. Let's hmm. Hmm. Oh, there's some mine shafts. Okay, let's go over here. Ooh, gonna get some of this. Haha. Oh, just more rails. Okay, pumpkin seed. Start that pumpkin farm, I guess. Oh, there's some exposed ones. That's cool. Golden apple. Got beetroot seeds. Let's see what else is here. I like finding these. You never got into Death Note. I think you'd like it. It's super dramatic. Like, I it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion levels of dramatic. It's good, but it's super dramatic. Um the one I would say flaw in that whole show of Death Note is that they rely on the smart characters to have a thought process that is so complicated, that is so inherently complex, that it, like, their plan is so complex that it relies on them being the main character or being a prominent character for it to work. Almost like it's almost meta in how their plan has to work out. Where did my house go? I think it's over this way. Um, so the main character, Light, he's a very smart, like very brilliant individual. And like he is best, like he goes back and forth with another very brilliant individual, L, and the thought processes that they have, like they treat their hunches like fact, and they treat facts like they're easily dismissible, which is really weird because they're supposed to be very, very intelligent. Um, and you know, you would think that you would want the intelligence of a character to be based on the facts surrounding them, uh, not just what they're feeling about a certain scenario. But I don't know. I still enjoy the show. It's still a good show. I don't know what that face is for, Jason. I don't know what you mean by that face. um, but it's good. I enjoyed it. I went to watch all the other stuff. Are you trying to break down my door? Where am I? There. You can't open that. I don't think anyway. I don't know. Could be wrong. But I enjoyed it. It was really good. I took a break from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was like 4 seasons in. I was binge watching that like crazy. Let's go this way. But now I want to find a good anime, a nice long running anime, and I don't want to start One Piece because that's, oh my god, it's like 900 episodes. Are you just making random smiley faces now in the chat, Jason? Four, five. Oh, me just singing along right there reminded me. I watched a TikTok of a guy who's listening to a Michael Bolton song, and then he just starts belting out, and it sounded so good. It sounded like Michael Bolton in his prime. I was like, I am impressed. I am very impressed with you, sir. Like, he was just belting full voice. Love the sound. So next time I go up to the surface, I need to go find a village or go find some sheep and either find a bed or make a bed, because we need a bed. And that way I can start sleeping the night away and getting some stuff done. Go exploring a little bit more. And finding a new, more permanent place to build, because I don't want to stay on this little section of sand forever. Be able to get something good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's definitely an acquired thing. Like, you have to. There are a lot of things in anime, especially if you watch it subbed, that I don't want to say you have to get over, because if you don't like it, you don't like it. And if it bothers you, it bothers you. But there's a lot of cultural differences in how they treat certain subjects. Like, certain things are taboo there, certain things aren't. So, like, people always bring up, like, well, the age of consent in Japan is when, whenever you see an adult character lusting after a child character. I'm like, I really don't think it is. There's really no, like, from some of the stuff I've seen, there's no real, like, consent laws, but there are things that talk about certain ages for different things. And so, I mean, just because there's a law like an age requirement law difference between what you view as an adult, I mean, psychologically speaking, not legally speaking, there are differences between children and adults, and children can't consent to an adult's provocations. But so there's sometimes that happens in anime, and that like sometimes if it happens so much to the point where like it becomes unwatchable, I'm like, okay, I'm done. But like different things are jokes, like different kinds of things are hit that kind of cultural comedy. What was it you said Elfin something? Watched it, was strange. I don't know. Was it a Netflix like only anime? Because Netflix is starting to get their own like Netflix branded anime. I watched one on there. Is oh gosh, now I have to Google it. It was Dorohedoro. Yeah, Dorohedoro. I'll start off as a manga. I might read the manga. The manga's pretty, or like the show was weird. Like really weird. Like it was about magic, like people who are sorcerers and who aren't. So you either were or you weren't. Sorcerers practiced on people sometimes, and that made them like people would come in and they would have like a lobster claw for an arm or something because a sorcerer practiced their magic on them. And everyone's magic is a little different, and your magic is like your magic power is determined by how much smoke you create, and your smoke is like a black fog that comes out. It was very strange. Like it threw everything at you real fast. But like the whole premise of the show is the main character Cayman. He doesn't remember who he is, but he knows, or I guess he knows that a sorcerer did something to his head, and it gave him like a lizard head. And whenever he bites someone else's head and like puts their head in their mouth, that person is kind of like transported inside of his mouth, and they speak to the man in his mouth, and the man in his mouth will say, "You are not him," or "You are not the one." And when you sit, and then Cayman will ask, "What did the man in my mouth say?" And he says, "You are not the one." And so, Cayman is just looking for the sorcerer who, changed his head, essentially. So he goes around like putting people's heads in his mouth, and it's really strange, and it's super violent. Like the whole show is super violent, very bloody, very gory. Uh-oh, we hit a mine. All right, let's... Okay. We don't want... Okay, you're down there. This is about a girl that was a science experiment that gets out and kills people, but she falls in love with a high school kid. Very strange. It was on YouTube for a while, but it's not her. Oh, I'll have to... It sounds weird. Like, that brief description of it sounds very strange. Like, there's a few anime that I want to just sit down and power through just because they're, like, classic anime. Or very, very pop culture-y anime that I never got into. Like, I want to get through One Piece. I tried it in high school, and it was just too goofy. Like, oh my gosh. but I've seen some clips of it. It looks like it gets a little bit more serious sometimes. But still, it's like it's forever. It'll take me months to get through. There's so many episodes. So I want to get through that. I watched all of the Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I watched the original run. Then I watched the movies that are essentially remakes of the last couple episodes that make it a little more actiony, because it's just all like big metaphorical, emotional kind of stuff that happens in the original run. So they wanted to juice it up a little bit. Well, hello, zombies. Hello, zombie. Yeah, you run. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, there's so many of you. Are you drawing me in? Is that what's happening? Are you, like, trying to honeypot me? Eat him. Oh, that's weird. And there's bedrock. Okay. Let's grab these resources. But yeah, I want to get into some of the classic anime. Like, I want to go through all the Gundam series, there's a couple that I've seen before that I would probably just nostalgia trip over because they were so much fun when I watched them when I was a kid. But I love the Gundam stuff. The Gundam stuff was always really interesting because I love mechs, and it's the whole thing of like, reason why Power Rangers appealed to me as a kid was the Zords and things like that. So the whole mech idea, I think, is very, very cool and not seen enough in pop culture. Like, honestly, Western culture could use more mech. Bat. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Show was super gory. She would blow people up with her mind, and the kid tried to stop her, but then the government went after them. Yeah, that sounds like a proper anime. I've been rewatching every once in a while, and I watch it with Elle sometimes, with Ellie, because she likes some of the characters. Ooh, we found Diamond! Awesome! Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Ooh, there's a third, and a fourth. Can I get it? There it is. Oh, that makes me so happy. Right? That's why I like mechs are so cool. Like, as bad as the movie was, I loved Pacific Rim. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. Giant robots versus giant monsters. Were the human characters very horribly acted? Of course. Did I care one bit? Absolutely not. I didn't expect that movie to win an Oscar or anything. I wanted to see giant robots fight giant monsters, and that's what I got. I loved it. Now the sequel had some really cool mech designs. There was some story stuff that just didn't make sense. Like, I'm going to be more critical on the sequel because, I mean, they should have known better. Like, they should have used the mistakes of the first movie to help them fix the second movie. But they doubled down on a lot of stuff, and I was like, all right, I guess. But it was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun. No. Don't you do it. There it is. Right there. All right. No. Okay. I'm okay with that. You didn't hurt me. Like, we need more mech movies. Like, surprise me with a mech movie. Make it a horror movie, but throw mechs in just because. Supernatural ghost movie that's gonna scare the living pants off me. Okay, throw a mech in there. All right, I don't care. I think it'll make the movie better. Supernaturally possessed mech suits. Bam, done. Storyline. Give me my money, Hollywood. Like, don't tell me you would not want to see a supernaturally possessed mech suit that is the size of a building that is possessed by an evil spirit. Or it's haunted. Oh man, yeah. Like, someone finds a mech suit in like a ghost town or something. They get it running again and it's haunted. So whenever they're using the mech suit, they get like nightmares inside. Oh yeah, the story writes itself. That would be so good. Because it'd be so weird. Like, you would have so many opportunities to do weird stuff in a movie. Like, do stuff that no one's seen before. Like, make a jump scare inside a giant moving robot. Like, how cool would that be? Like, you know how in Pacific Rim where they, like, meld their minds with each other? So let's say something similar is happening in this idea. Can I not jump up? Okay. So one person sees the ghost and the other one doesn't, but they're mind melded, so they both see it. Or they both see it, but it's only happening to one of them. Like it's hurting them, but it's only happening to one. Or it's happening to both of them, but one doesn't see it, so they don't understand what's happening, but the other one is like screaming and like they're scared out of their mind because they see the spirit like tearing at their bodies. Script went dark fast. But you could be like a genre. Yeah, right? Like, how genre defining would that be? Like, you could not say that you had seen a movie like it before. It would be like the first of its kind. Oh, and for the mechs, CGI around a dude in a suit. Like, I want some practical effects because I want the fluid movement of someone in a suit, but you could CGI bits over the top to make it look more robotic and to, add in some cool stuff. Save on the budget. I think it'd be so cool. $50 million. Warner Brothers. Let's make it. I'm gonna hurt you. Boom. So with all the growling, I feel like there is a zombie spawner around. I can hear things happening. Is that like a B movie version of Real Steel? Robot Jocks. Is it like Real Steel? Because if it's like Real Steel, I mean, I'll watch it. Real Steel was fun. Did it have mechs? No. But it had the next best thing. Giant robots. Giant fighting robots. Like, that was our Rock'em Sock'em Bopper movie. Or, our... Not Rock'em Sock'em Boppers. Yeah, is that what it is? Rock'em Sock'em Boppers? Is that what that's called? Am I crazy? Is that what that's called? Rock'em Sock'em Boppers? Okay. We have a lot of stuff. Let's grab this iron and let's head back up to the surface, and we can always come back down and get some more. I do want more of this string though. Okay. Am I going the right way? Going the right way. Okay, that's a way. No. 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 I'm lost. No. No. Oh, I hate being lost. No. Okay, so... Okay, I've been there like 7 times. I gotta stop going to the same spot. That is very similar to a Gundam show. There was a Gundam show that was essentially that. Oh god, is it Gundam Zero? It was like each country was like a small, like, was like, it looked like it got blown up, like the earth had been blown up and been scattered kind of like to the winds or to space, and they were like floating rocks of like, this is Canada now, this floating rock is Canada. And oh, okay, here it is. And the Canadian robot would be from that floating chunk of rock in space, and then there'd be like an American one, a Japanese one, a France one, just floating out in space, and they'd all have their own robots. And it was like this giant world war where they were all against each other and things. And they would fight each other. But it was really cool because they didn't like hold onto like joysticks or anything like that. They didn't hit buttons. They wore like this suit that had things around like their ankles and wrists that track their movement, and that's what moved the robot, which is super cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to need more chests. Let's do 2 more. And let's make a double chest here. And let's put that. Oh, nope. Let's put that torch right there. And let's start moving the good stuff over here. But yeah, there was a Gundam show that was, it reminds me of that anyway. It might be completely different. We need another one of these. We are gonna get this gold going. So that's 12. New. Yeah, let me do. Bam, there. We will make our first pick with that. You are gonna go over here. Don't need this. Don't need that. That. Let's take this over there and that over there too. Okay. So bam, bam, bam. Robots were all stop motion. It was bad. It was sort of a sequel called Robot Wars. Oh, okay. I remember seeing Robot Wars. Like I remember seeing stuff like that. Okay, I might have to check that out. That sounds horrible, and I need to watch it. Yeah, Terminator, RoboCop, all awesome, and Transformers. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with Transformers. Like, there's like what they did in Transformers wasn't bad. In the first one, like robots everywhere, blah 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 blah, totally not bad. But at the end of the first Transformers movie, they started the thing after the credits, or during the credits of, oh, it's a government thing, or we didn't see any alien robots. I'm like, no, there was literally an entire highway chase in the first movie where there was probably hundreds of witnesses and probably casualties of that robot fight. And I was like, there's no way. No way. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous that I was done on the franchise at that moment. Like I didn't care the fact that Bumblebee couldn't talk normal. Like he only talked using the radio. I thought that was kind of clever. I thought it was kind of fun. And then him having it fixed at the very end, or fixed at the very end, or getting fixed, was fine. Like I thought it was a very clever way to ease us into the idea of seeing a car transform into a robot. Changing him from a Beetle to a Camaro, I get. Like, I'm not a purist so much that I can't take that being changed, you know? And I liked how they changed what, like, cars they were. I like that's, like, they scanned the car and changed into it. I thought that was really cool. It was really clever. And then we got Transformers 2. Like, I barely remember. Like, we got, like, a person, like the blonde girl who, like, tries to get with him in his college dorm, who's a Transformer. But we don't really ever see that tech again. And is the third one? Yeah, the third one is where we see, where Sam Witwicky goes to Transformer Heaven, which is weird. Yeah, like, I mean, they showed him as a bug at the very beginning. But they wanted him to look cool. And they wanted, they showed him as a bug, or no, they showed him as an old Camaro, and then they showed him as an updated Camaro, um, which I mean, they gotta raise money for the movie somehow, I guess. Like him being like, again, I'm not a purist like he had to be a bug or things like that, but like I can get why people are mad that he wasn't a Camaro, because then it's not really Bumblebee, but he's Bumblebee the robot before he was a car, kind of a thing. So you kind of have to, if you're going to suspend your belief that he is a transforming robot, then I don't think it's a very big jump to suspend your belief one more time to imagine him as a Camaro instead of a bug. Um, Again, that it wasn't like my biggest thing with it. It was just the end was my biggest um, ugh, gripe with that movie. But anyway, um, it is daytime, so that means we are going to get out there and go exploring some before stream is done. So let's make some armor real quick. We can make some iron stuff. Still not cool. Yeah, I know. I know. It's weird because like they like I don't not like the movie because of that. It was really for the fact that they tried to do the cover up thing just quickly in the credits at the end. And I'm like, why? Like you spent all this movie showing them interacting with people and being seen by people that you can't double back on that now. That doesn't make any sense. All right. So let's go. Let me look up my coordinates for this. There we go. Talking about robots movies, I desperately need a Metal Gear film. Only if they can do it right and I mess it up. Yeah. You know what would be cool though? They need to get. The thing is that Konami and Hideo Kojima don't get along at all anymore. They had a pretty messy departure, and Hideo Kojima has his own company now, game company, and he just made Death Stranding, which is essentially like a movie. He like his whole idea with Metal Gear was making things cinematic. And so I desperate like yeah, they would have to do it justice, but honestly, let him make it. Like, man, Konami should just step out of the way, give whatever film studio buys the rights, give them the rights, let Hideo Kojima spend a year brainstorming, and like and he would probably do something so extreme with it. Oh, Blog Camp, yeah. So extreme with it. Like, have him write the script and do something so extreme with it that I bet we would get. Oh, we're getting to a swampy area. I bet we would get an interactive game movie tie-in thing. Like, I could almost guarantee it. We would probably get the movie that you could go see, and the game would like parallel it perfectly. Like, I totally think that that's what would happen. I should have just brought shears. It's gonna. I want to kill the sheep. And I don't mind killing the sheep. But I don't have enough wool of any kind. Let's grab some flowers. There's another white sheep. Okay. But, Jason, you have an Xbox One, correct? Because if you do, you need to play the game Quantum Break. It is so good. It is essentially a short mini-series show mixed in with a video game. Ooh. Sounds kind of clustered together. But yeah, oh man. And with how good like the actual show is and the whole premise of the game and show tie-in. Oh, it's so good. But I feel like you would really, really dig it. When you buy it, make sure that you buy it and it doesn't not have the show included. Like, make sure you get a copy that like has the show as the downloads, and make sure your hard drive can take it. I have it for mine and I love it. I have almost beat the game. Like, I beat the game except for the last final fight, and it is like it's almost unwinnable. Like, I went online when I was first going through the game. They're like, yeah, because what happens is that, like, you know, there's the big boss has like this explosive kind of power that takes out things in his vicinity. Well, the kind of radius for his blast is so large, it takes up most of the final map. Like, a disturbing amount. Hey, look, we found our first village. Awesome. Oh, and that's not far. But I do like this area. We're gonna lock these villagers up. We're gonna lock these villagers up. Okay. Got some cauldrons. Moonstone. We're gonna raid this hard. Stealing this bed. Grindstone. Oh, and I just made the iron stuff. Alright, so we've got some obsidian started. We need a couple more before we can go to the nether. I'm not really ready to go to the nether. We're going to put that on my hotbar so when it gets dark we can just go ahead and get out of it. Potatoes. Getting some potatoes. Oh, another blacksmith. 2 grindstones. More furnaces. Oh, and there's diamonds in here. I love it. I love it. Don't need you, but I'll take you as an extra set. There we go. And no worries. There's the bell. Can I ring it? Do you have to have a... There it is. Rung the bell. Let's see. Another bed. Don't lock me in. I hate these. These are those little loft things. I completely forgot. Okay. you do need more games for your Xbox One. I only buy exclusives for mine, and it definitely helps like think about games and stuff like that, because there's so many games that appear on PS4 and Xbox One, and having both, like, unless you want to purposefully buy for both, it's it would just be exhausting trying to collect for both at the same time of the same games. I am nowhere near interested in doing that now. What is this? Ooh, okay. I need this. Let's throw that away. There's stained glass in here. What's on the second level? Nothing. Anything at the top? Nothing. Okay. I'll take that brewing stand. Brewing stand is mine. You have an eye patch, sir. Are you aware of that? Okay. We have successfully raided this village, and I'm okay with that. There's a cat. There's more cats. Oh, kitties. How did you guys pen them in there? No, but you need to get the game, Jason. It's so good. Very cinematic. It's got Sean Ashmore, the guy who was in Smallville, and then his twin brother Austin. I think Austin was. I don't know which one is which, honestly. But they're twins, and they've both been in Smallville. One played Jimmy, the other one played like a leech type character who leached the powers from Clark. And one of the brothers was in X-Men as Bobby Drake as Iceman. So there's some cool so I think it is Sean Ashmore. So he's in it. And so like when you're playing the game, you'll make a certain choice in the game, and depending on what choice you make in the game, it changes what scene you see in some of the cinematics. Some of the cinematics are in-game engine, but some of the other cinematics are the show, like live actors and everything. And sometimes you get a different cinematic because you made a different choice, which is super cool. Like the actual live action cinematics. Super cool. But it takes a long time to play through the game just because of that, because you watch these little like 5 to 10 minute clips of the show in between your while you're playing. So it can make it kind of frustrating to play sometimes. I think we're gonna build here. I kind of like it right here where all the birches. And I think where all those birch trees are, it's gonna be easier to get bees, so we can make some honey. Some honey. It's an oddly flat area. Boo. Boo. Here are the zombies. Boo. Oh, that's cool. Glitchy. Okay, so we've been here. Okay, so we are on the right track. Back home. Ugh. Go faster. Can't wait to get an elytra so I can just start flying around. Or at least you're about to finish the game. Did you just start it like yesterday? You didn't take very long playing through Payback either. Where is my stuff? Where? Starting to get worried that I took a wrong turn. Chocolate blocks, get out of my way. Chocolate blocks, get out of my way. Chocolate blocks, in my way. In my way. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? No. No. Should be close. It's gotta be close. Hello, where are you? Where is my house? Where is my house? Oh, house, where are you? Where are you? Where did you go? Oh, I did write down the coordinates. 119, 246. Is it this way? For real? Running on trees is a very pleasant sound. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I may have pulled a little too far over into the mesa. I did. Didn't I? It's probably going to be right here in this open area. Right beyond these trees. I'm dumb. There it is. All right. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and put an iron door on this bad boy, just so we don't have to worry about mobs coming in. Can't bust those down. And then we will break open the wall because I forgot to put a button and pressure plate down because I am dumb. Let's just do that. There we go. And then let's make a pressure plate right there. Put your thing. All right, and then let's put this right here. Very cramped. It's like a New York economy apartment. Barely any room. All right, let's go ahead and dump some stuff off. Let's put our important bits over here. Boom. Boom. Food can go here. There we go. Got a couple extra pants and a chest plate. And let's put the grindstone here as well. Put that over there. This over here. Bam, 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 bam. And we'll put this right here. Can I break this down? Can you break down bread? No, you can't break down bread. I mean, it's not going to be tough to get seeds to start a wheat farm. Okay, and you know what? Let's... All right. No, there we go. Okay. Let's F5 this for a second. And let's do... Wait, how do you do it? There we go. And then, is it F2? Is it a screenshot? There it is. All right, so I'm going to use that screenshot for the stream thumbnail. And we are going to call this a day. We got a lot done. We've found our first diamonds. Got some emeralds already. Silk touch. We got some extra food. We've got some obsidian. We've got a good start. We've got lots of redstone. So when I can start looking at some redstone stuff that I want to start using. But yeah, we've got our starter house, everything. Very messy in here. And yeah. So I am going to quit the title. And I'm going to pop you guys over to this. Thank you guys for watching. I am Mr. Retro. 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. You can follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, here on Twitch as well. All at MMRRETRO. You can search me in any of those places. And yeah, I post a lot to Instagram and Twitter and Facebook sometimes, so you can go ahead and follow me there. We are probably going to continue the stream this week. I like Minecraft. Thank you, Jason, for hanging out with me. Thank you, the other silent people. That I see you. I see you. I see lots of silent people that popped in and out. So, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to push this video over to YouTube, so it'll be up by tomorrow, if not here in about a couple hours. So, thank you guys for watching. Bye.